At the end of 2021, this position group could be best described as, what the hell are we going to do? Let's talk about the cornerbacks next. Hello, Viking fans. I'm going to do a giveaway. I want to describe it to you. I'm going to give away $100 worth of merchandise of your choosing. If I get to 1,000 subscribers, 75 if I get to 750, 50 if I get to 500, 25 if I get to 250. I'm going to choose one person from an episode. So I'm going to choose an episode, and I'm going to choose one person as long as they're liked, subscribed, and commented. And you can do multiple comments, multiple entries. You can actually go back to my old videos and do that too. Those will be eligible. Now, I'm going to choose that on game day against the Green Bay Packers. I'm going to choose one. Hopefully, it's $100, and I have 1,000 subscribers. Skol Vikes. Welcome to Minnesota Sports Talk. I'm your host, Dave. You can follow me on Twitter at SkoWorld and at MN Sports Podcast. You can also follow me on Facebook at SkoWorld. Now, let's talk about the Minnesota Vikings cornerbacks. But before you do that, click subscribe, click like, leave a comment, and tell me what you think of these cornerbacks. Let's get started. Yes, folks, just like you did, I was worried about what we were going to do at cornerback. I was sweating bullets. We didn't have a starting corner. We didn't have a nickel corner. We were going to come in with just backups to start the 2022 season. I thought to myself, the first thing we need to do is sign Patrick Peterson. We held out a little while. He was waiting for us to give him a decent enough deal to where he'd pull the trigger to come back for another season. I think if he would have held on, he probably would have had options. But I think he wanted to play at Minnesota. I think he loves Minnesota. When he was on his podcast, he was always talking about how he wants to stay. And I thought because Mike Zimmer left, and that's one of the big reasons he came here, that he would leave, but he didn't. He stayed here. And I say this over and over again. Minnesota is a destination franchise. No doubt about it. With the ownership, the facilities, and the stadium, the fans, Minnesota is a destination franchise now. There's no such thing as a small market NFL team, believe it or not. Now, at cornerback position, at the right and left corner, you're looking at Camerondantzler and Patrick Peterson. Patrick Peterson coming back and mentoring these young corners is a big deal. He's the leader. He's a leader on defense. Now, and then adding Zadariussmith, we got another leader on defense. Plenty of leadership on this Vikings defense now, and I think it's going to pay dividends. And Camerondantzler coming back with lean muscle, hopefully. He weighed in at 175 when he was playing college football. He put on fat just to gain weight because no one wants to draft a corner high at 175 pounds. So he weighed in at 188 in the combine, ran really slow. They had a comeback pro day where he ran pretty fast. It was a COVID year, so he posted like on Instagram. But Vikings weren't worried. We drafted him anyways. He got in Zimmer's doghouse in his sophomore year of the Vikings. Now he's got a clean slate. He's handled himself professionally since Zimmer's left. A little bit of talking by his father. Maybe some mentioned once by Danceler. But not bad. And I think he's coming in as a professional. He's wanting to be a big-time player in this league. He's short of being elite. No doubt about it, but there's some rankings out there that has his abilities as upper echelon cornerback in this league. I think he can be. I think he could be one of the better cornerbacks in this league. He's not. I think he's just shy of being elite at his potential, but he's got a high ceiling. And with Patrick Peterson being a above average corner on the other side is going to help Camerondantzler. Now, here's we brought in Chandon Sullivan, who's had a decent career playing nickel, and I think he was the odds-on favorite to play nickel replacing who was probably the worst cornerback in the league last year, Mackenzie Alexander. This is a welcome addition. If anything, it provides depth, but he may start or be rotational. I think we did a great job bringing in an average or better cornerback in Chandon Sullivan. The guy who I eventually think will either replace Peterson down the road as our starting outside corner, or he could sub in at nickel, or even start at nickel this year, is Andrew Booth Jr. He has the potential being elite. This is no doubt about it. He has the ball skills, the speed, the aggressiveness, the tackling ability. He has it all, folks. Andrew Booth Jr., who we luckily got in the second round after trading down twice and then trading back up. We got the guy I thought we could have gotten the 2025 pick in the first round. So this is elite talent at corner. The only reason he fell this far and he wasn't like a top 15 guy, in my opinion, is he played hurt in his entire college career. He's got he had a core injury. He's gotten that repaired. The only reason I don't think he's going to start the beginning of the season is because he may start the season on the DL where you're out 4 games. He could come back in healthy. We don't have to rush him, but he has a chance if he can make it into camp healthy, recovered. He has a great chance of starting at nickel or being back up at corner or outside corner. But this guy is going to play a lot, especially in special teams. He's going to be an ace. A lot of good things about Andrew Booth Jr. You know I'm high on him if you've listened to my podcast. I did a story on him early on. Go look at it. Now other guys, Harrison Hand at times has been a very stable backup. Nothing to write home about. He's another depth piece. Perry Nickerson, another depth piece. The guy that Kwesi really loved, and he talked about, this is the guy I wanted, and we drafted him in the 4th round, was a Caleb Evans. He has all the physical attributes of being a top cornerback. I did a story on him, or I think in the draft, I think I did a single story on him. But anyways, I've talked about him before in videos where he's handsy. And that's what's holding him back, is that he relies on grabbing too much. And you could see it in his college videos. He's not going to get away with that in the NFL. We've had players that had that problem before and were able to get over him. Let's see what this defensive coaching staff can do with him. I do believe he has enough speed for, I think he ran a 4.43. He's got the length and the height, and physical size is good enough that this guy, I can see why Kwesi traded up in the 4th round to get him. I like the size. I can see why he did it. This is a 2 or 3 year down the road. Hopefully he become a starter type player. He may, and who knows, maybe he won't be because of maybe re-signing Danceler and Andrew Booth Jr. balling out, that Caleb Evans may be playing somewhere else down the road and sees his potential there. Hopefully it's with us. Hopefully we can keep these guys as our 3 core guys going forward. Chandon Sullivan, again, probably going to start at nickel. Camerondantzler and Patrick Peterson on the outside. Harrison Hand, depth piece. Perry Nickerson, depth piece. There's Nate Harrison, Ty Smith. Not a whole lot there. Now, Chris Boyd, he's going to, I think we're keeping 6 corners for sure. The 7th guy is probably Chris Boyd if we keep 7. Who knows? Maybe he balls out, but he didn't impress last year. He's been on kind of on a steady up and down, or steady decline. Hopefully he's over his Mike Zimmer hate that he's had in this offseason, and he's ready to play. It seems like Patrick Peterson's taking him under his wing. He has the size and everything you think great about a cornerback. I just don't. You hate to talk about someone's intelligence, but I think he's not focused. Let's just put it that way. I don't think he's that focused on being a top cornerback, and I think it has to do with his understanding of the game. That I think that's a place where he's deficient. Now, if Patrick Peterson can simplify things and help him out, and the defensive coaches can help him simplify things, I think he could turn it around. But if I'm going to have a 6th or 7th corner, I'm glad it's Chris Boyd. Let's put it that way. So that means to me, we got a pretty deep cornerback group. Not the greatest, but it's above average. And I think we're even a little bit top heavy. I like this. Group. I feel so much better about it than I did going into 2021, and I feel much better than I left 2021. I like this group. Just like I think our linebacker group has improved. I think our cornerback group has improved. Let's get going. This is Minnesota Sports Talk. I'm your host, Dave. You can follow me on Twitter at SkullWorld, at MN Sports Podcast, on Facebook at SkullWorld. And make sure you subscribe, click like, leave a comment. Tell me what you think so you can enter my contest. Let's get going. Skull Vikes.